Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subject channel. On this video, I want to talk about some current events, things that just recently happened, and give you my thoughts on it. In particular, two events: the Montgomery riverboat brawl between blacks and whites. If you haven't seen it, let me just say this. I'm not a racist. I don't hate white people. And I know that if we sound-minded, it's going to come down to us needing each other when it's all said and done. All that little racist stuff, you not being smart. You'll see. But I saw something with that broad that me as a Libra, you already know how we are. We get emotional over that stuff. See, with a Libra, really, they should just say you got to be a Libra to be in politics. Because Libras are all about fairness, loyalty, and teamwork, if you don't know. See, y'all be crossing Libras, so y'all don't see it sometime. Y'all don't see it sometime. Why you think Will Smith ain't been doing nothing? He probably dealing with mental issues because of this whole thing with his own wife. So, the Montgomery riverboat, here's what happened. And you can see it, it's all over Facebook, probably on Instagram. That was just beautiful. I mean, hey, listen, I ain't for what happened. But how them black people came to that dude's defense was beautiful. It was a work of art. Here's what happened. A white guy and a black guy started fighting. It was one-on-one. Like 5 or 6 white guys jumped on the black guy, was kicking him, punching him, everything. A kid, looked like he was probably in his teens or 20s. The dude swam across the river to help him fight. He swam across the river fast, like a professional swimmer. Took his shoes off and started throwing down. Then when the other people, they walked around the deck to the other side. And that's when the brawl came. And let me tell y'all something. Y'all really be bashing black women too much. You gotta criticize them sometimes. It's just fair. But when they saw them dudes fighting, oh my goodness, they just annihilated them white women. Because the white women was jumping in it too. They was jumping on the guy too. So when they saw all those black people coming to fight, they tried to leave, but they ain't let them leave. I guarantee you Tariq Nasheed and Dr. Umar is gonna cover that. If they ain't seen it up, somebody gonna send it to them. Boyce Watkins, Dr. Boyce might even cover it. I'm gonna give him his credit, you know. Nobody's perfect. Dr. Boyce Watkins. Y'all don't wonder why I'm doing this. My lips feel... No, y'all know how I be. So, they was throwing them white folks in the water. They said it started because one of them called one of them black people the N-word. Hey, listen, y'all gotta find another way to feel powerful. Because with some of us, we don't care. Like me, I just hope if y'all decide to call me that, it's in a professional environment where I can get paid. But the word, it's offensive, but, you know, you're not going to bait me into something that's not going to benefit me with it. Put it that way. So, they was throwing them in the water, y'all. Hitting them with chairs. And then, get this, the other people that weren't fighting were cheering them on. Now, you say you condoning violence. This ain't what this is about. It's about how this was a time where black people really had each other's back. They was jumping that dude. The dude swam across the river, y'all. I never seen nothing like that. Y'all gotta realize that's what we gotta do. If we ever gonna compete financially or any other way, that's what we gotta do. That's how we gotta come together. I'm telling you. And then another thing that showed that there's hope for these teenagers. But that's how y'all gotta think. You gotta think like that kid that swam across that river. What's the best thing to do in the moment? Every moment you have, you gotta look at it like, what's the best option? What's the best thing for me to do? With him, it was help this guy before they kill him. And he got hit a couple times. I think somebody might have poked him in his eye. What's the best option? Doing stuff that's gonna get you locked up? Doing stuff that's gonna have you poor? No. You think selling drugs, and when it's all said and done, I only know a couple guys that got money to this day from selling drugs. It's all you gonna fall off and get back up. You're gonna fall off and come back up. And then being a drug dealer, you liable to spend your whole life like that. The Most High might orchestrate it. Like you gonna have to pay for that. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. And all you little new Christians that want to post all this religious stuff, your day gonna come too. Where the Most High gonna be like, all right, it's time for you to grow up. And you ain't gonna get your prayers answered right away. You gonna go through some loss. Some people gonna ostracize you. Everybody ain't gonna like you. If everybody likes you, you ain't there yet. I'm just telling you. I ain't trying, don't be one bad stuff. But I'm just telling you. So, they fighting. The white people trying to fight back, but they can't. See, they was strong when they was jumping them. Calling them ends and stuff. You effing nigger. Or ends. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You can't shadow ban me. People been saying that word on Facebook or on YouTube all week. That was an accident. So, then the police came. And you know, the police had to be diplomatic, so they was roughing up the whites and the blacks. Which made it even, I'm looking at this like, man, this is crazy. They need to make a movie out of this. Because when the police came, they was just doing their job. They was getting the black people and the white people. The white lady thought that he was coming to her aid. He pushed her, get the F out the way. That right there, man. That, they probably should make a movie out of that. At least Netflix. Man, I do got something on my face. Or is that, once again, shiny? Because ain't nothing on my hand. But when I first saw that, I was like, y'all know how Libras be. Y'all know how Even this, what you gotta realize about Libra. Kim Kardashian, we all know about her, right? What did she just do? She didn't rest, and you gotta give credit where credit is due, regardless of what people do and say that you don't like. She didn't rest till she got C murder, pill, fairness. Because if you know about his case, missing pieces. So the Montgomery brawl showed us a couple things. It showed us that whites and blacks need to get off whatever y'all own. Now this time I got to side. Y'all know the Libra in me, the fairness. I got to side with black people, not because they black, but because how they was jumping that guy. And you could kind of hear the audio just a little bit, what they was saying. Like they were like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And it was one-on-one. So it was one-on-one, right? And the guy was losing the fight until he got the white guy on the ground. When he got him on the ground, that's when all of them jumped on top of him and was jumping. And the older lady was like, go help him, go help him. The kid jumped in, you gotta see it. He jumped in the water, swam, soaking wet now, across the river, and jumped right in it. The other people came up the other side, took their shirts off. They was ready for war. See, y'all gotta realize, man, I know y'all want it to be like the days of picking cotton. But right now, we just need to focus on getting along. And y'all need to get off that stuff because people ain't going for it. I'm just gonna tell you. Y'all see what happened, right? People ain't going for that. And people, like me, for instance, I don't want to go to jail. I do everything in my power not to go to jail. But situations may arise at times where you can't worry about going to no jail. What's going to happen in jail that I should fear? Me. Yeah, I know them dudes is big. They don't do nothing but work out. But this is me. I've been a correctional officer. I've been in situations where they was right. The officer was wrong. I've been in situations where the officer was right and they was wrong. I know how they think. I'm not like a person that would struggle in prison. I'm a person that I would adapt. And I would use my skills, my mental skills. Because you gotta realize, man, loyalty goes a long way even among thieves. Being honest and being about standing on your word and stuff like that, that go a long way. But I just wanted to talk about that. That was something, y'all. That got me when I first saw it. I was like, man, look how they helping each other. Because I live in Milwaukee. Like, I was missing Milwaukee when I moved because you got to realize Milwaukee is still a good city, but a lot of things done change here. A lot of people done change. Some people that were used to be cool, they ain't cool no more. But then you still got a lot of people that are. It's just, y'all ever notice how you don't never deal with the people that you would like? You always see the ones that you wouldn't like more than the ones you would like. That's just how it be. But in Milwaukee, what I'm noticing is a lot of these guys be hating. That's everywhere. It is. So don't come in the comments talking about it's everywhere. It is. But some things here are on a whole nother level. You got dudes here that's supposed to be on the same team that to show off for women, they'll talk about you. They'll talk about you can have a cavity. They'll swear you don't brush your teeth. Yeah, and I mean this how it is. This how Milwaukee people is. If you got something on your face, they ain't gonna tell you. They gonna tell somebody else. Man, you see that on his face? That end is nasty. And they saw it the whole time. They could have been like, hey man, you got something on your face. But they wanted the women to see it. Because see, they can't get women with just who they are. They got to put people down and talk down to people. That's how Milwaukee dudes get down. Some of them. And here's the kicker. They don't even be knowing that they snaky like that. But if you in tune, if you had intuition, it's like you would know. Like somebody was calling me, right? And the things he was saying, the first thing I said is, hey man, who you over there working with? I knew it was a woman, because I know him. Dude, if you ain't got game on your own, but this what be going on. So he was talking down to me like he just know everything. And then I'm listening to him like, I think it's a little bit of him trying to help me, but I think it's a little bit of him trying to show off too. I'm thinking like, dude, you don't know what I got going over here. Good or bad, you don't know. So people get to talking. That's another thing. And then you see people and you be looking like, where's this coming from? Like you be putting the things they say together. And you be like, something seem funny. Something seem fishy. Somebody talking about what they don't even know about. This how you know it's, okay, we all over the place, but we still on current events. This current events too. So, you know this how you know when a dude is a simp. When a dude is a simp, right? He is gonna always twist stories about people that people don't believe is a simp. Because he knows that he's a simp and he's just trying to climb his way up. These guys be literally trying to tell me about marriage. And ain't none of them been married longer than me. And even before I got married, nothing but long distance or long-term relationships since 95. Now, of course, there was a lot of cheating going on back before the marriage. But these guys will literally be trying, like Mr. Keep It Simple, for the record, he say a lot of good stuff. But all of y'all can't be All Subjects channel. It ain't gonna work. You gotta have it like that. You gotta know how to talk like that. But some people, your niche is what's getting you paid. 9 to 5 save lives, that's what's getting them paid. Not marriage and Russell Wilson. And he made himself look bad with the Russell Wilson stuff. Because Russell Wilson is looking bad. You playing daddy for a woman that's twerking for other dudes. So don't take up for Russell Wilson, man. It's a bad look. But Russell Wilson is a good guy. It's just a good guy can make poor choices too. It happens all the time. I know because I've made poor choices. But this is why that Montgomery issue was so beautiful, because if you know about Milwaukee, the dark side, the bad stuff with Milwaukee, people will not like you, and they won't even know you. And they won't even have had a conversation with you. They won't like you over what they heard. They won't like you over one bad interaction that was even their fault. They'll hold grudges. Oh, here he come. The dude, y'all dropped his chicken on the floor and didn't want to give him a refund. He snapped on you, so now you holding a grudge, he a bad guy? And I'm not talking about myself, I'm just using that for example. He a bad guy now. Y'all want to keep this thing going when all you had to do was give that man a refund and say, I'm sorry. Let me tell you dudes something. Y'all always talking about how y'all grown man, this and that. If you can't apologize when you wrong, that's what boys do. I remember I would wrong my friends and they would wrong me. We was kids. And instead of apologizing, we just went back to what we do. But you notice like years later that some people be on Facebook still holding grudges over stuff. So that's what made that Montgomery riverboat it was touching. Even though they was fighting, how them black people had that man back like that. They could have been like some of these YouTubers. You remember the Just Pearly thing? How some of these YouTubers tried to stay out of it when they could have used their platform for change. This my thing, man. I started looking at a lot of dudes different after that. And I'm a forgiving guy, but if I'm looking at you different, then like I'm thinking about the things you do in a different way. So after that, when I saw some of the bigger platforms trying to stay out of it, when you talk about black women, you look like a Sambo. And I ain't called everybody a Sambo that out in my mind is a Sambo yet. Because some of those dudes, the things they say be helping a lot. So I don't be wanting to do them like that. But if you could talk about black women and make jokes about what they do, this and that, why you couldn't get on Pearly for copying off of Kevin Samuels, throwing them black dudes under the bus and saying slavery wasn't nothing? Which we, as black people, we experience different forms, lead attorney. Maybe I should call you the bench attorney. The backup, the flunky attorney. It's different forms of racism. It still exists to this day. That's how you know how bad slavery was. Now, some aspects of slavery wasn't real. But other aspects of slavery were worse than we think. Oh, you don't think slavery was bad? Who's your great-great-great-grandfather? I'll wait. You got to get an ancestry test just to even know their name. The memory of them been wiped away. They don't let you, man, black people don't be knowing about their people like that. But slavery was embellished. And Nick, keep playing, man. Keep playing. Keep playing, man. Keep playing. You gonna run into somebody one day. Keep playing on here. You gonna run into somebody. Somebody it's gonna be like, now what was that you were saying? Because that's how it be. They'll do that to anybody. They'll do that to me. I'm in the grocery store doing an order, and a guy walks past. His name was Charles. I already shouted him out, and he was watching my video. I saw him look. He came down the aisle. He said, "Ain't this you?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Man, that's crazy." We talked a little bit, dapped up, and I finished doing that order. But you can run into people who like you, like I did. You can run into people who don't. That's what's gonna mess around and happen to Nick. He live in Chicago, right? Yeah, okay. See, them dudes don't know about you yet. But let me show you something about Chicago men. Dudes from Chicago. I know a whole bunch of them, went to college with them. A lot of them moved to Milwaukee. In some ways, they just like people in Milwaukee. They'll be quick to say, now what was that you were saying? What was you saying? They don't see Nick eventually. Can't hide for too long. Can't hide for too long. So, let's talk about the China and Russia briefly. China and Russia were spotted. Their Navy submarines were spotted in Alaska. The U.S. sent out 4 Navy destroyers. I ain't checked yet. We don't know what happened. They probably gonna keep it a secret. We on the brink of war, y'all. And it's petty too. Like Russia and China, if Trump was in there, I don't believe they would be doing it. They hate Biden. And Trump had issues with China at first, but I think he resolved them. He put tariffs on them and everything. But Trump is a businessman. So, for some reason, relations with them was good because our relations with Russia was good. Russia would be like Putin be like, hey, go handle that for me to China. Remember how Beast was on Dragon, The Last Dragon for Shonuff? That's how China is for Russia. He'd be like, Beast, get him. So, after I go where I gotta go, I'm gonna see what happened with that, but they probably ain't gonna tell us. But if you hadn't heard, they sent Navy destroyers, so if they took them Chinese and Russia down, you already know they gonna come back. This is why I say, even though that happened in Montgomery, remember Red Dawn. If you ain't seen the movie Red Dawn, it's a must-see. It's a must-see. Because things could come down to that. And it's like, you got to be prepared. Because like what happened at first, it happened because they wasn't prepared. So it ended up only being a few of them that acted. But anyway, we're going to come back with more videos. Thanks for watching. I'm going to make a separate video on what happened with Russia and China. Stay tuned.